Hi, learners, and welcome to the Simple English Hub. We're back for another deep dive, and today you've given us what looks like the simplest source possible.
It really does. It's a short dialogue, just three people, Tom, Lisa, and a waiter called at the restaurant. Comes with a little vocab list, some questions.
Yeah, it looks so straightforward. But our mission today for you is to sort of unfold this and see all the complex machinery hidden inside. We're going to pull out all the etiquette, the vocabulary, the conversational moves.
Exactly. This isn't just about ordering food. What's fascinating here is how much social structure is packed into this tiny exchange. It's really a template for, transaction, preference, gratitude.
So that you can walk into a restaurant feeling confident. Okay, so let's unpack this, starting right at the top. Section 1, the greeting. It opens with Tom saying, "Hello, Lisa. How are you?"
Now, Lisa gives that, perfectly standard reply. Hi, Tom. I am good. And you? And he says, I am fine. Thank you.
Okay, so if you're just reading this, you probably skip these lines. They're basically content-free, right? They don't move the story forward. But I sometimes wonder, doesn't "I am good" or "I am fine" feel almost, I don't know, a little robotic?
That is such a great point. And yes, but its robotic nature is actually its biggest strength here.
How so?
It's pure social lubrication. You can't just sit down and start ordering.
Yeah.
You have to do this little ritual first. It's like a handshake in words. It confirms everything is okay, we're on good terms, and now we can proceed.
So it's a required step. It's like checking the "I agree" box on a social contract before you can continue.
Exactly. It signals you're ready to interact. If
Okay.
one of them had said, actually, I'm having a terrible day, the whole conversation would have to stop and change direction.
Right. Okay. So once that's established, they immediately make these positive observations. Lisa says, "This restaurant looks nice," and Tom follows with, "The food smells good."
And that's such a smart conversational move. They're finding common ground. It validates their decision to be there together. It's like they're both saying, yep, good choice.
It builds this kind of cooperative vibe before the main event,
For sure. And that positive feeling is the perfect bridge into the next phase.
which is section 2, the transaction. This is where things get down to business.
Yeah, the waiter shows up, a quick hello, and then the key phrase, can I take your order?
That's the signal, isn't it? The social chat is pause, and we're now in the service part of the interaction.
Mm-hmm. And the orders come out. Tom says, yes, please. I want a burger and a juice. And Lisa says, I want a salad and water, please.
Okay, now here is something I think we really need to dig into for a learner. The phrase, "I want." In a lot of places, that can sound pretty blunt, maybe even a little rude.
It can. You're absolutely right. But this is where the little word please is doing all the heavy lifting.
So just adding "please" is enough to soften it.
In this context, yes. It turns a demand into a polite request. And notice Lisa puts it at the end, salad and water, please. That's probably the most common, natural-sounding way to do it. It flows a little better.
Okay, that makes sense. Then the waiter responds with, "Sure," that's the acceptance, and then, "Your food will come soon."
And that second part is so critical.
Yeah.
Soon, it sets an expectation, it closes the loop, it tells the customer, I've heard you, it's in process, now you can relax.
Without that, you'd just be sitting there wondering if they even heard you.
Exactly. It's a complete, perfect little service interaction. Confirmation, acceptance, and a timeline. All done.
So with the business handled, they have to wait. And this brings us to section 3, the mid-meal talk.
Right, and Tom shifts the topic back to something personal but still on theme. He asks, Lisa, do you like Italian food?
And this is where it gets really interesting socially. Why is asking about other foods such a great topic right now?
Because it's the perfect conversational filler.
Mm-hmm.
It's low stakes. You're sharing an opinion, not a deep secret. It keeps the conversation light and personal while they wait.
Right. And Lisa's response is really enthusiastic. "Yes, I like it very much." And Tom jumps right in with, "Me too, I love pizza."
And look at that great spectrum of language there. You've got, I like it, then I like it very much, and then the really strong one, I love pizza. It's like a mini lesson in how to express different levels of preference.
And of course, this is where we see all that concrete vocabulary in action. The salad, burger, juice, water, the actual things they're
The
consuming.
domain-specific words, yeah. You need those to get the job done.
All right, so let's assume the food came, they ate. Now we hit section 4, the evaluation and gratitude exchange.
And it starts with positive feedback. Tom says, the food is delicious.
And Lisa agrees. Yes, it is very tasty.
Okay, this is a perfect moment for a vocabulary deep dive. We've got delicious and tasty from the source list. Are they just the same? Can you use them interchangeably?
Good question. What's the nuance?
Well, they're both positive, for sure. But tasty usually just means it has a good flavor. It's pleasant.
So, like, the bread in the bread basket might be tasty.
Exactly. It's good. Delicious, on the other hand, usually implies a higher level, something exceptional. It's about the whole experience, the flavor, the preparation. It's a much stronger compliment.
Got it. So you'd say a simple homemade soup is tasty, but if you said it was delicious, that's a huge compliment.
You've got it. So by using both words here, they're really piling on the praise, and then the dialogue has to close the social loop. Lisa says, "Thank you, Tom, for bringing me here."
And that's so interesting because the script never says who paid or who invited whom, but that one line tells us everything.
It clarifies the social dynamic, right?
Mm.
Tom was the host or the initiator. It acknowledges his role,
And his response is perfect. You are welcome. I am happy you like it.
which is just so gracious. He accepts the thanks, but immediately turns the focus back to her enjoyment. It reinforces the friendship. It's the perfect ending.
The whole thing, simple as it is, really is a masterclass in social navigation.
It absolutely is. Which brings us to our last section, synthesizing the takeaways.
Right. So let's quickly recap the building blocks. The source gives us this vocabulary list. Restaurant, food, drink, order, waiter, delicious, tasty, salad, burger, juice, water.
And if you know those 11 words, you can navigate this entire scenario.
Okay, so let's use the practice questions from the source as a final check to see how understanding the flow helps us find the answers. First up, where are Tom and Lisa?
Easy. They're at a restaurant. We know because there's a waiter. They place an order for food and drink. The vocabulary defines the setting.
Makes sense. Next, what does Tom order?
A burger and a juice. That's a straight fact from the transaction part of the conversation.
Okay, what does Lisa like?
She likes Italian food. And that's important because it shows that even in a simple dialogue, you learn about preferences, not just actions.
Right. And last one, who takes their order?
The waiter. That's a question about their role, which is defined right at the start of that transaction.
So the takeaway here is, if you master that core vocabulary and understand the stages, greeting, ordering, chatting, thanking you just, you effortlessly get the whole picture.
We've shown how this super basic script is actually a really robust framework for a real-world interaction. Every single word has a job to do.
It's a minimalist masterclass.
But that does raise one final important question, something for you, the learner, to think about.
Okay.
Given how simple and almost rigid the language is here, I am good, I want a burger. How much nonverbal communication would you need to make this feel genuinely friendly in real life?
Oh, that's a great point.
Things like your tone of voice, a smile, making eye contact. How much of that work is needed to turn this script from something robotic into something warm and human?
That gap between the words on the page and the actual human experience, that's a fantastic thought.
Something for you to mull over the next time you're out.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.